Hey there, I decided to start recording because otherwise I'm going to spend literally all night watching reviews of movies I've never seen again, which is a good fun time. So, as promised, what I'm going to discuss is why I am like this. And by this I mean, well, whatever you want it to mean, to a degree. Probably should have come up with an opening statement. Okay, so it kind of comes down to a nature versus nurture question, right? So it's like, is there like a gene for being, and then, because first you have to define like, well, what is it that's going on here? And I would say that what it is that is going on here is that the girl doesn't girl right. Why this be? And there it's like, well, there are your old theories that people, and this normally applies to gay people, but I'm not, so it's not just like a sexuality thing. You know, there has to be some other level to it. There has to be. But you know what is that? And we just don't know. Yeah. Oh man. I have my list. Okay. So on the nature side is like, was I always gonna be like this, or was I in some way like, and no one really thinks this anymore, I don't think. No one really thinks that people end up being different because of like Freudian things. Nobody thinks that that like men are gay because their moms loved them too much anymore, I don't think. God, I hope not. That would suck. But then there's like is it an inborn nature side? So you'd have to be asking like, do I believe that some people just have a male essence, a mannishness about the brain that extends beyond like your actual primary sexual characteristics, you know, whatever those look like. Because as much as I had these fond dreams that I was in fact and felt hugely physically different than other girls growing up, this is not actually true. I'm quite normal, and it took me a long time to come to terms with that one. So I would say, so I would have quite a few arguments against the male essence side in general, because there's this whole other layer. There's this whole other layer where, so there, and this is also pretty outdated, but in case you were still under the illusion that autism is like an extreme male brain thing, and that's why mostly little boys have autism. I don't know, apparently people thought that for a while. No, that's some dumb shit. So, I don't know what my deal is, because I am too poor to get properly diagnosed with anything, but I relate a lot to, and everything, like, spectrum related, and I know it can run in families, and it definitely does run on a side of my family. So, you know, there's something there, you know? And so, if you were to, like, that model kind of makes sense when you apply it to me, right? So it's like there are certain things that a lot of people will bring up, like texture sensitivities. I wear very boring clothes that cover most of my person because, like, I need that. And that ends up looking kind of mannish, so that's my fashion sense anyways. I've become a cargo pants person now. My current maternal figure, I love her so, just texted me and was like, what's your pant size? And sent over 2 pairs of cargo pants that match another pair of cargo pants I have that she got me. So I have 3 pairs. So that's an exciting new chapter of my life, is having all those pockets. Can you hear those sirens? The joys of living in downtown. So, you know, like the texture sensitivities thing, of a certain amount of like social awkwardness, for reasons that you could probably get someone smarter than me to explain to you. Girls' social groups tend to be, you know, a bit more social in ways that, as a kid who moved around a lot and sucked at humaning, real girls don't like me much. Whatever. So, you know, and it's like, I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. My whole theory on that is, if you're trying to go and tell other people what their life is like, then you're wrong. But if you're using it to explain and say, hey, you know this stereotype? I kind of fit that stereotype. Then it's okay. And I'm gonna say it's okay in this situation. It's my YouTube channel. I can do that. I can just say wrong opinions. Oh man, I can just say stupid things for like 20 minutes and upload it. Man, why haven't I been doing this more? It's because I was trying to write a script. I was trying to write a script for this? Jeez! No, so like, I had this idea that I was gonna have it as like a conversation. Let's see if there's anything good in here, and if there's anything good in here, I'll add it in. Alright. Oh yes, the other problem is that I have mom issues, right? So it's like, the other thing is, the nurture thing is, so like, what if you just hate your mother and really want to be your dad? And that's why you know, refuse to properly and to which I'd have to say, yeah, no, that's accurate. I love my dad. I love him to death, and I'm basically just like him. But he has really trite taste in women. So yeah, no, I'm a bucket of mom issues. Duh. Yeah, no, I was really screwed up. That was one of the problems that I had with my doctor, is when I went to go see the endocrinologist who gave me a testosterone prescription on our first appointment. Nice guy, though. Like, I'd suggest him to you if you lived in town. But yeah, no, he didn't even ask about any of that. Or did he? Yeah, no, it didn't come up at all, even though, like, if you were trying to weed out people who are just, you know, projecting their weird emotional crap onto transition, then, like, I would be a primo case for that. And they just... I was crazy. I'm still crazy, but, like, shit. It was way easier to get testosterone than it has been to find a therapist. It is way easier to get testosterone than it is to get anything for my ADD. You know? And I don't know, that just makes me uncomfortable. Like, it's like I want those people to have that care. Duh. Obviously, I'm a communist. I want everybody to have everything they need for free. Because half of everyone can go to medical school, because that's free. And everything's nice. Everything's just nice. But it's bullshit. I didn't even bother to read this. God. Oh yeah, no. There's a really common thing that I haven't seen mentioned often. I'm just gonna give you a random observation off the top of nowhere. There's a common story among gender non-conforming children. Like, everyone I've spoken to who was like this was sort of gender blind up until a certain age. They, like, didn't quite recognize that there were girl things and boy things for a long time, until all of the sudden, like, at a certain age, it just felt like it got much stricter. That's a shitty thing. We should just stop doing that. I've heard Gen Z is, like, super cool. I'm hoping stuff is getting better in that arena. Yeah. I'm still completely gender blind. But, like, that's a totally different thing. Oh my god. Like, and you shouldn't, and it's like, that's part of the thing, is that I just trained myself out of, like, sorting people into what was probably in their pants when I first met them, and that was an amazing thing to unlearn. If you have control over your, like, subconscious thoughts and can train yourself out of trying to do that all the time, you're gonna be so much happier, but also you're gonna have a tough time relating to the rest of the world. But that's already been my life. Okay, how long has this been? Oh man, that's a YouTube video. Okay, good night, people. Say goodnight, Dexter. Say goodnight, Shiva. Okay, bye guys.